people? This is your boy Levelhead. This is the Live and Level Gamers podcast. We will be starting here shortly, so stay tuned. Sign off in the live chat and let us know you in the building and we're in your ear. Till then, deuces. What's up, Duck Sun Rider? Welcome to the show. If you in the live chat, go ahead and sign off. Let us know you in here. We'll be starting here shortly. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Let us know. Live chat, sign off. We'll be calling you out here shortly. Waiting on my boy Keith Doors, D2K, me and K-Bum, as you can see, are here. But we'll be starting here in a minute. Deuces. It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topic bussin'. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bum 20 on the MIC. Jet Eye Night all the way in Germany. Leveled head, you know who that boy be. But they say, live and level, live and level. We on that MIC. Live and level, live and level. We just talking them games. Live and level, live and level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live and level, live and level. What's up, what's up, what's up, people? This is your boy Levelhead back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast. We are in the building. We are all here. We are here. We are ready to go. And the cops is on the way. The sirens are running. Hands are clapping. We doing it all, man. What's up, folks? Make some noise. My crew is in the building. What's up, people?
Yo, what it do?
Hey. Now, I see a name. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say this right here. Harai. I think I'm saying that right. Welcome to the podcast, bro. If I messed that up, you know the last time I told you I apologize. But anyway, what's up, people? Mr. Norris, what's up? Norris, are you there? He was there. Where'd he go?
Yeah, he was in here. I don't know. I think we can't hear him.
Let me go here. But yeah, man. Bro, I was scared. Hold up. It said you muted. Hold up. Let me tell him. Go ahead and talk, Cable.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, people? So we're back. We're back, man. It's been a lot of crazy that's been went down the past couple of weeks. We gonna touch on it. We gonna hear about it, man. But it's been a wild couple of weeks, man.
We hear you. There you go.
All right, bet.
All right. Can you hear him, K-Bond?
Yeah, I can hear him.
I'm trying to figure out why I can't get my icon to show up on my name like y'all, like yours. I've been trying to figure this out.
Because we special.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Look. But you were saying, K-Bond, about the travel
man,
stuff?
I'm just saying how we gonna touch on these topics, man. It's been a wild couple of weeks. Inside the game and outside the game, and just globally, you know, from the U.S. point of view, it's been a wild couple of weeks, man. Since we've been off this chat, we gonna have to talk this up.
Yeah. I mean, you saw what I named it, right?
Yeah. That effect is real, bro. That is real.
So, yeah, man. It's been crazy. That's why I was concerned about you. I was like, bro, I gotta hit this dude up and say, man, are you gonna be able to make it back in the States? This dude shutting down everything, man. It's like, bro, like, what's good?
Man, I was blessed, bro. I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I was blessed. I made it in one day before the craziness happened. One day. If I'd have made it back to America that Saturday, bruh, I'd have been in customs for 6 to 8 hours.
Man. Yeah, that was good, then. That was
No
real
joke,
good.
man. Yeah, I was blessed, bro.
Dark Sun Rider said, chilling, man. I hope y'all like how we got it set up now, so we can see what you're saying live right here in front of us. I did a little more work to the the format and the aesthetics of the podcast, man. So I'm trying to get things a little bit better. Yeah, man, quarantine. They was gonna quarantine K-Bum.
Man, hey, and y'all laughing. That was a serious threat, bro.
You was gonna need that switch.
Man, I was waiting to be quarantined, man. I'm like, man, they gonna get me. They gonna call me out. I'm just waiting for them to tell me. Well, you like, especially when I was in another country, man. I was like, man, please don't let me get stuck over here. That's the last thing I want to do. Cause my PlayStation is already at home, man. I don't want to be out there.
Nah, man, I was praying for you, bro, because I was like, dude, that's when I hit you. I was like, bro, I gotta see this dude. Like, which way you coming back, man? Because he unblocked travel from and to Europe, like Italy, Iran, China. I'm like, bro, where are you coming in from?
All right, but let me tell you this real quick, bro. Let me tell you something real quick. That's real quick. So, it was like a 9-hour time difference where I was, right? So I was asleep. And then I wake up and I look at my phone. There's a text message from my boy. And a text message from my boy in all caps says, "Get home now." All caps. Get home now. And I'm like, what just happened? And I see another message that says, "Never mind." So I'm like, hold up. What just happened? How you can't send me a text saying "get home now" in all caps, and then send me another text that say "never mind" without any details. You talking about a brother straight freaking out? Yeah, that's when I found out about the ban.
Yeah,
and I had to read up on it, man. I was like, he banned who? Coming from where? Because that's where I'm coming from.
They made him walk that back. Like, that's why I hit you. Like, bro, like, can you get home? Like, cause when he said it in such a way nobody knew what he was like. He didn't discuss this with no one.
He said all, but he said 3 things wrong in that conversation, and he knowingly said them wrong because it was written down. He read from a script, and this is the issue I had, is that he knowingly said these things wrong. He said that all travel was banned. He never said that U.S. citizens come back. He said that even goods were going to be banned. That was false. And then he said, that was another statement that he said, which was false. But think about the vaccine, how long it's going to take, which is also false. The thing is, he knew that all 3 of those statements were false statements. They were written down, which means his team overviewed the script that he had and allow him to come on TV and to lie to American citizens. And then the other people are responsible for cleaning up the lies that he just said. That's a problem, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why he had to walk it back, because he went off script and they hadn't even discussed that with our allies. They didn't discuss this with Europe or none of the places. So it caused such a frenzy. They had to get out and be like, they literally having to hold this man's hand, bro. Like,
but I don't believe he went off script, bro. I believe he read it and it said all travel is banned. I believe they wrote that, and he allows other people to clean this mess up. That he says what everyone says, and then other people come back. Like, he didn't walk it back. Somebody else comes and clean up his mess.
Yeah, I just noticed the facial expressions. I just noticed the facial expressions when he said it. Like, everybody behind him was like, "Bro, what huh? Like,
saying, bro,
this ain't you. What you saying? Like, bro, what you doing?" So they quickly fixed that. Like, it wasn't even moments. It was like hours later they fixed all that. Like, bro, no, if you American, you could come home. Because that's why I hit you. It was like, bro,
right?
I ain't say get home now, but I was like, bro, can you and the wife get home, man? Because Trump talking crazy. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he was.
Go ahead, Keith. You were saying something?
I'm listening, y'all. I can't sign into my Xbox Live account. Y'all go ahead and do your thing.
Why you can't sign in? What's good?
I don't even know what's going on. I've been on this Xbox Game Pass, and you got to use your Xbox Live account.
Listen to him, man. He's trying to act brand new now because he got his little stuff.
Hey, man, listen. Xbox Game Pass is the truth, man.
Okay,
Get into
yeah,
it.
I believe I'm interested. I might get it for my son, man. It's his is upstairs in his room now, so I don't really got access to the Xbox no more. Um, with that being said, man, we just catching up, guys. We finna start the true conversation of what the podcast is about. But I want to say this, man. Getting off of the Corona stuff because we're gonna deal with that and everything that is taking place with the shutting down of basically the nation, like shoot the world almost. But um, man, I watched Rambo: Last Blood last night, man. And I remember D2K saying y'all might need to check it out. It's that real deal, bro. That movie is vicious. Like that movie is something vicious, bro. Like I wasn't prepared for that level of brutality. That like one scene, man. I don't even know how he did it, but he broke the dude collarbone, right? And he was terrorizing him to get him to tell him something that he wanted to know. I'm not gonna say what it was, but he started to pull the collarbone bone that was poking out of the skin back until he told him the information he wanted. And it was
Wow.
so vicious, man. It was like I couldn't even sit still. That's how vicious it was. So if you get a chance, man, I don't know if you've seen it, K-Bum or Keith. Y'all might want to check out Rambo: Last Blood. It's actually pretty good. It's a really good movie. He old, yeah, he is old, but that boy still he still
putting his
don't
hands
he
on
ain't the
people
one to
still.
be messed with. Yeah, so but anything else before we move on to this next topic? K-Bum, how was the trip though? Outside of all the coming back stuff, man, how was it?
It was amazing, bro. It was. It
Tell
was.
everybody where you went, man. Just give them a little synopsis of a little
Yeah.
quick rundown of where you went.
No problem. I'll try to be real quick with this, man. So, yeah, man, me and the wife, man, had a trip of a lifetime, man. We knew we were gonna do something big this year. We had some stuff going on with us during last year, so we wanted to kind of have a little celebration this year. And so we went all out, man. It was the longest trip vacation we've ever had. We went about 2 weeks. We were out about 2 weeks, and
Mm.
we ended up staying one day in Istanbul, but 32 hours in Istanbul, Turkey. We spent 2 days in Luxor, Egypt. We spent 2 nights. We spent 3 nights in Cairo, Egypt, and then we spent 5 nights in Dubai. And man, it was
Man,
amazing,
that's
bro.
that's the trip of a lifetime. Now, let me ask
Yeah.
you this: when you was traveling to these uh different locations, were you traveling by plane or was you traveling by train? How was you traveling? Like
Yeah,
between
it,
like
it was it was it was all it was all plain.
okay, okay.
Even within our travel. So we flew from Chi-Town to Istanbul. We stayed there, like I said, 32 hours. Then we had another flight from Istanbul to Luxor, Egypt. While in Luxor, we got a chance to see the Valley of the Kings. We got a chance to see Luxor Temple, Karnak Temple,
Mm.
and some of the other Egyptian monuments. We also end up going out to this place called this little, really, really, really small little beach town called Safaga. It was about a 3 hour, 3.5 hour drive. That drive had me a little nervous. I was waiting for somebody to jump out the car and sex traffic me. I, wa- I knew I was about to be sex trafficked. I was waiting for it. So we had to do all these little towns we went through, man. It was kind of nerve wracking. But other than that, man, we got a chance to go to Safaga, which is on the Red Sea. So we actually spent a day snorkeling in the Red Sea.
Yeah, I
That
saw the
was
pictures of that. That
Nice.
was dope.
mad dope, bro. It was amazing, man. That you wouldn't even think that this is Africa or that this is Egypt. It is so beautiful out there, and we were on coral reefs, snorkeling, seeing fishes. Man, it was amazing. And even when we were in Cairo, we had a chance to go to Alexandria, and that's right there off the Mediterranean, and have fresh fish right there off the Mediterranean, in Alexandria. So even and that, but that was about a two and a half hour, two, but that was highway at least. about 2 hour and 45-minute drive from Cairo to get to Luxor. So even within there, we got a chance to go to other smaller cities and also got a chance to see a little bit more of Egypt and got a chance to see a little bit more of the motherland as some of the people were there. It was kind of funny because being a black American, going over to Africa, which is where your roots are from, I had a couple of people like some of the hotel staff were welcoming me back home. That's what they said. Welcome home. Since that's where my roots ends up at, somewhere in Africa. Probably not Egypt, probably somewhere in West Africa, but still, that was pretty cool. So it was dope. But Dubai is just an amazing city, bro. Like, it's nothing like it. It's so crazy, Dubai. The backdrop of the city looks like it's CGI. Like, it does not look real. It looks CGI.
Yeah. The pictures you sent us, the ones in the hangout and the ones you got up on your book, bro. I told you in the hangout, I never thought them pictures was real until you sent them. I'm like, I always assumed that was just photoshopped or something. Like, to see that many skyscrapers that close, it looked like something out of a fantasy ideal of what the future could possibly look like or something.
It does, bro. Like, for real. I got a video. I'm gonna shoot you a video to the chat, man. It's a video that my wife shot when we were flying out. It doesn't look real, man. Like, it looks like computer generated footage. I'm gonna send it to you, man. It's crazy. But yeah, the city, man. It's an amazing city, bro. It is what a city would be if money was no object.
You said it was 20 times better than New York, right?
No, I didn't say it was 20 times better than New York. I don't put words in my mouth. Hold up, now.
I thought you said it was better than New York. I know you said that.
No, man. No. It's not better. I don't know if it's better than New York. I don't know if it's better than New York. I don't know that. What I do know is that you can if you have enough money, you can do anything. That's what I do know. In Dubai, if you have enough money, you can practically do anything. And also, like, when you go over there, before you go over there, there's a lot of traditions that you expect to be there because of being Muslim countries. And when you actually get there, it's not as what people said it would be. So it's kind of strange. But I was followed.
What do you mean?
Locker. So what I mean is, like, so one thing, there's no alcohol. Like, they don't really serve alcohol except in hotels because Muslims don't drink alcohol. It's banned. You're not gonna really find pork, so that is true. But, like, they were telling you don't do any PDA. Because there's gonna be shown upon, and you have to dress modest. Well, people were walking around in Daisy Dukes and shorts, and women had everything popping out, and I'm like, ain't this supposed to be a Muslim modest country? Why all that hanging out? And I'm like, well, it's a tourist town too, and they know that tourists are going to be tourists, and so you have a little bit of everything. And so the locals there are more modest. You're going to see, because you saw all the way from booty hanging out shorts to can't see nothing but eyes. It was the whole gambit while you were there.
You serious?
Some people, yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. Dang,
they were fully covered, and the only thing you saw were their eyes.
Right.
But it didn't feel weird though. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel out of place or weird. It just felt like cool. They just completely dressed. And one thing I noticed too, some of the women who also were fully covered, they had more of their face shown, but they were suited and booted, bro. Like, they whole bodies covered, their faces free. They got makeup on, they got high heels on, and they got a Louis Vuitton purses. But you can't see no skin. But they out there looking sharp. So,
welcome to the show, Cornelius. This is right there. I see you. Go ahead.
I know Cornelius said pictures or it didn't happen. Yeah, it's dope, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah, he didn't post none of them pictures, Cornelius. He ain't trying to get in trouble. He don't want them problems. He couldn't even sneak us a picture. Man, I tell you the truth.
I can't do that either.
I'm joking with you. You ain't getting me in trouble. But anyway, let's get into our next phase of the show. And y'all know what it is, man. So let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Sing it with us now. Come on. What you been gaming on? Take y'all to church on Sunday. What you been gaming on? What What you been gaming? It's like, what's all that double clapping? That's that black church. What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on? Get that tambourine on, y'all. What you been gaming on? Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. All right, Keith, what you been gaming on, bro?
Man, so finally got my PC fixed. So I have been gaming on a lot of Xbox games. So right now, I'm playing Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Oh yeah. How is that?
It's Ori. It's a lot more technical. I mean, like, that's the best way I can describe it. It's Ori, but it's a lot more technical. But it's more the same, and it's, they try to give you like this little story, but the game looks amazing. It looks like a piece of art, like a piece of moving art.
That's dope.
I don't know how it looked good the first time around, but it really looks good this time around. You can definitely tell. And I've been hooking my PC up to my computer, to my PC up to my TV, so I can play it in 4K. And I'm a believer now. I'm a believer in 4K. It looks good. I also been playing on Gears of War 5.
I thought
It's Gears. Huh?
I thought you beat that.
No, that was D2K.
Ah, my bad.
Yeah, he beat that.
I haven't even played Gears of War 5 yet, man. I'm jealous.
Man, you gotta get the Game Pass.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, man. You kind of got me convinced on it. Like when you said what you said, I was like, maybe it's time for me to go ahead and break bread and get this.
But yeah, Gears is cool. I downloaded what's that game? Metro Exodus.
Okay.
That looks sharp. That looks beautiful.
What was this about Halo? You said something about Halo.
Listen, so they got Halo Master Chief Collection on here, and I've never really played any of the Halo games except 2, and that was like over somebody's house multiplayer. So I never really just played the campaign of Halo. So I'm like, well, here's a good opportunity. I've only paid $1 for Game Pass. Let me, see what this game about. So you download the Master Chief Collection, but then you got to download each game individually, which they don't say. Because I tried to start a game and it was like, oh, you still got to download this game. I was like, you crazy? The what's the name was big of itself. But anyway, so I downloaded it, and I think the first game in the series technically is Reach. So I booted up Reach, and I started playing. I was like, this ain't for me. Like, for some reason, it just didn't feel good. I'm playing mouse and keyboard. It didn't feel good. I didn't feel like investing, so I just deleted the whole thing. Halo is going to be one of those franchises that I just probably never play because I can't. I don't know. I just couldn't see myself investing.
Dark Sun Rider asked you, has Ori been freezing on you?
The sound does like this weird clipping sound where it'll do that, but it hadn't frozen on me once.
All right, cool. I just wondered, he had asked you that. I knew you was. I didn't know if you saw it or not. But yeah. Okay, what else?
So I went back and so of course I'm trying to do everything with 4K now. So I went back and played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And you could definitely tell like a huge difference from like playing Ultra 1080p 60 frames a second to 1440p to 4K. Everything just looks tighter in 4K. Of course, my game was running at 60, but
so you playing on your PC?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So okay. So
you thought I had an Xbox?
Yeah, I think you said it. I kind of my ears kind of glossed past the reality of what you said. Let me ask this question though. So you said you are a believer. Are you streaming that? Or are you downloading? How is it downloaded play or stream play? Well, it's got to be downloaded.
No, these are downloaded games.
Okay.
xCloud is the one where I think you stream.
Streaming, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So 4K is that big of a difference, bro?
It's a huge difference, man. It is a huge difference. Like when you playing it, not some checkerboard, none of that. I'm talking about native 4K.
Not the checkerboard. Okay. Sure
not the checkerboard. Like that everything just becomes brilliant. It's a different.
All type of shade.
I need to stop, man. I need to quit. No, my bad, man. Came on wrong, man. You just got back from overseas. I need to leave you alone. Jet lag, probably. You didn't catch that. I thought you'd jump there way fast.
Hey, his brain's still on vacation, probably.
Nah, bro, I'm eating on this chicken my wife just brought down here. That's all that is.
But no, go and finish what you said, Keith.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I played that was on Xbox? So I can just kind of talk about Xbox Game Pass briefly. So basically, to kind of clear up the confusion, if you were thinking it was cloud like Levelhead, it's not the cloud.
Okay.
Just trying to. No, I'm trying to advertise. This is marketing. This is marketing. You know, because he might not be the only person thinking that. So, what I
no, you got me.
Anyways,
I'm good.
Because I was, man, everything is X something. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of confusing. So you download the game and you play it natively on your computer. Basically, it is kind of like a Netflix. Xbox Game Pass will be considered like Netflix, because you pay a monthly fee and then you can download and play any game that's available. I think the Xbox system has more games than PC, but it's still dope that you got third-party games in here. You got first-party games in here. You got over 100-something games in here that you could just play and try. Because like if I beat Ori within the next 5 or 6 days or whatever, I paid $1 to beat Ori versus paying the $30 to pick up a game that I probably won't pick up again.
Yeah, that's dope. That is.
You see what I'm saying? So if you can play and beat a lot of these games within an amount of time, and then like basically just cancel your thing, which nobody's gonna do because they're always dropping games, but it's a really good platform, and I have to shout out to Xbox, because if you think about it, you got like your son. He got the Xbox, get him the xCloud. You don't even have to buy games, especially their exclusive games.
I'm gonna do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause he got a little job, so he got $14 he can spend and play whatever he want. I ain't got to spend it, then I get access to it too. Like, bring that thing down here and let me check it out.
Exactly.
But let me ask this, before I skip my head, what was I finna say? Go ahead. I lost my thought. Go ahead.
Oh no, I mean that's pretty much it, man. Just I really encourage, if you got an Xbox, if you got a PC, man, I would really check out the Xbox Game Pass. It's cool. It ties into an Xbox Live account, and all your trophies and everything is there. You know, okay. It's similar to no, that's not a good example, because I was thinking about the PlayStation thing. What is it? PlayStation something. PlayStation Now. That is streaming. I don't know if they got you where you can download yet, but
that's what I was going to ask you. Once you download it, do you have to be online at that point to play the game, or since it's downloaded on your system, can you play it offline?
I believe you can. I don't know.
Okay,
I think
that'll be my question.
I haven't tried that.
Yeah, I was thinking like if it like let's say your like internet goes out, like you have an outage in your area or something, and you got so many games downloaded from Game Pass, would they still allow you to access it since you can't really log in and stuff?
Right. I think if it does allow you to do it, the only thing that I could think of is you won't have access to your cloud. Your Live, which is where you store up your trophies and stuff like that, and it probably won't sync up until you get back online. But
okay. Mm-hmm. You said it's Windows 10. Haru says is Game Pass Windows 10 only.
Yeah, it's Windows 10 only.
Okay, all right.
Windows 10 1903 version, I think 1903 or 1908. Something like that.
Okay, cool. Anything else before we bring K-Bum in? Because I know he ain't been doing too much gaming, but I'm pretty sure he got some in since he's been back.
Nah, that's not it.
All right, K-Bum.
Waiting on my Resident Evil 3.
Are you downloading now?
No, when I bought my graphics card, I got a free version of that and what you call the game, Monster Hunter World, but I haven't played neither one of them.
What graphics?
Well, Resident Evil not out yet.
Wait a minute, hold up. I know what you got. The Nvidia. What you get?
No, no, I got an AMD 5700 RX 5700.
That's what that's about $300 card, ain't
it? Yeah, I paid $380.
Yeah, you look at you. Look, I know a little bit, Keith. I know a little bit.
Listen, it ain't 12 teraflops though.
What is it? What, 9, 8?
I think it's like 9 point something.
Well, that's the PlayStation 5.
Well, I got a PlayStation 5, guys. Look at that.
All right, K-Bum, go ahead, bro. What you been gaming on, man, since you been home?
Well, I'm gonna ask Keith, is he playing that? He gonna play that Sea of Thieves next? You
Oh
know
Man,
that Xbox exclusive. That yeah.
I got a coworker who asked me to play that. No, I might play it with her since it's there.
You know
I
you
ain't got.
you know you don't want to play it. Don't do
I
that.
really don't.
Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us.
I'm not even gonna lie. I really don't. But
You know you ain't playing that.
I ain't
So
even heard about that game in a minute.
yeah, because there's a reason. So what I've been gaming on. So actually, I did a bit of gaming while I was on vacation because the problem is when you travel and you're 9 hours away from your previous time frame, sometimes it's hard to go to sleep. So
Okay.
I spent several nights waking up in the middle of the night, and I just hop on. And I was actually playing on my PC. I was playing.
what?
No, I don't play real games on the PC. I was playing Magic the Gathering, the arena game. I was playing that on the PC, and so that's the majority of the vacation. Pretty much every night, I got at least a couple of games in playing Magic the Gathering. So that was most of my game, and then since I've been back, it's been mostly just trying to catch up with the boys playing 2K.
Okay.
As when I left, we were all together playing, and then I come back and find out these dudes ain't played together in 2 weeks.
So
You
you
know what I'm saying,
the
man?
glue. You the glue, basically.
Man, the one thing in the game is trash, and so you're playing it pretty much just to hang out with friends and talk smack, and if people ain't there, then it's it loses its fun factor because the game is trash.
Okay.
Well, dang.
So
All right, well,
if the
you
crew
answered
ain't
that question.
there, then it's kind of like people don't play. So I played a little bit today. My brother quit twice because he couldn't take it yesterday and today. It's a terrible game. Yeah, so that's what pretty much I played is on a PC and playing 2K. But another thing that I want to play now.
Hey,
So
hold on,
two
hold
things
on, hold on, hold on. What makes it terrible? For those who
we
sees this
we
game coming
we
out
do
looking the same.
not have the time. Uh,
I
okay,
know the microtransaction is a big issue from what I heard.
the microtransaction is the worst of almost any game. Period. Period.
Okay.
There's an online portion of the game which pretty much the majority of people play called My Career. You cannot to get your My Career player up to an 85, which is a reasonable level to be able to play online. It takes 200,000 VC. This is virtual currency.
It took me like a couple of days to get to that level, but
Nah, it takes way. If you don't spend money, it takes you maybe a month or so
okay.
to generate enough coin to. And this is different than the 2K you play level. Like it's even worse. It takes about a month or so to
Bro, I
generate
didn't
enough
get up there,
coin.
y'all. I didn't even get to where
Uh,
y'all talking about on that one. Go
so
ahead.
it was like a 60 something crazy. So yeah, you need like 200,000 VC to get to an 85, and you need like if you don't spend money, you need a couple of months of playing terrible basketball because your player has no ratings in order to get to a playable overall. And the thing is, like, you can't play this game without spending money, or you're not gonna have fun playing online because you have a terrible rating. Like you have to spend money on this to be competitive, and that's one of the terrible things because even in Madden, I don't have to spend a dime in Madden to be competitive. I got partners who makes money playing Madden, the Ultimate Team in Madden. They make money,
Okay.
but in 2K you have to spend money. It is worst. It is the worst, and also the gameplay. The gameplay went from pretty good to now it is trashy, man. It is glitchy. There's so many bugs. There's so many glitches. There's so many they travel all the time and no travel is planned. It's like watching LeBron James. They travel so much and no one calls travel. It is terrible,
Dude,
man.
don't be doing that, man. I just caught what you just said, man. I was listening like, did he just say LeBron and bro?
You
if
know
gonna
LeBron
say
be traveling out there.
No, James Harden be traveling. And they changed the
Man,
rule for him to make that little three he make.
and
So use James Harden. Lead him run out your
LeBron,
mouth, man. I can't even watch my boy, man.
LeBron James. Anyway, so yeah, man, it's the gameplay is it used to be tight, be really tight gameplay, and you used to be able to beat people with basketball IQ, right? I can beat you by using basketball IQ. Now you beat people by using glitches. Like it's like you
Okay.
win.
So you
You
exploit the
glitch the game.
game. You got to
Yeah,
exploit the
yeah.
game.
And it used to be different, man. And now they're not catering to the hardcore sim players anymore. They're catering towards that 11-year-old who watches someone online that tells them how to do the cheesy dribble moves, and that's how they play.
Okay.
It's
So
it's,
now,
it's the
so now
way.
that NFL deal makes sense.
Yeah, we finna go into the topics. We finna go over there. Okay. Anything else?
Just real quick, the games I want to play now after going to Egypt and learning firsthand about the ancient Egyptians and hieroglyphics. I really want to play Assassin's Creed now. The one that took place in Egypt.
I
Odyssey.
can send you mine if
Odyssey.
you want me to, man.
Yeah,
Or the
yeah,
next
man.
time we
Please
get up,
do.
I just give it to you. You just give it
Yeah,
back. I
man.
ain't playing it.
After learning everything I learned about the cities, about Luxor and Aswan and Cairo and Alexandria, and
All
learn
right,
everything
D2K.
about the
All
history.
right. Ass one and all that. All right.
Hey, I'm just saying, I learned so much of their history, and I just want to, when the plagues, I learned about how the kings work, how the religion worked, and stuff like that. I just want to say and play that game to see how close they were able to get to actual history. So,
Okay. Yeah, I could do that, man. I ain't even played that game in forever, and it's up there. I can definitely send you that. All right, let you
all right,
borrow when we get up in a couple of months, I guess, if we can get up. Dang, I ain't even think
if we
about
can.
that. If we can get up. So, far as me, man, I haven't been gaming on anything. So let's move on to the next. Uh, I haven't, man. I haven't. I have literally. I haven't turned on my Switch or PlayStation in probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. So probably since the last time we talked, been the last time I turned it on. I just honestly, I just haven't been really enthused with gaming right now. Ain't nothing got catching my attention. Maybe I do need to get that Game Pass and be able to try whatever I want to try out, and then that might be the itch that I need to scratch. Cause ain't nothing coming out in the immediate that I want to get, and it definitely ain't Animal Crossing. So, but let's move into
Man.
our topics, man. So here we go. So the topics we got on deck is Corona-19 and its effect on the gaming industry. Also, is E3 coming back next year? This is a question that Keith thought we should tackle, because of it being canceled this year because of Corona. And then the 2K Inc. deal with the NFL. So, since we've been talking for about 43 minutes, let's go ahead and hit the main topic, man. This situation with the coronavirus. Did y'all expect this to impact our gaming universe the way it has? I'll start with you, Keith. Was you expecting this, or is this shocking to you, or how you feel about it with everything
Uh,
counseling and all that?
I mean, originally, yeah, I was like, wow, this is a lot more serious than I was, anticipating. I was thinking maybe they'll get it under control and we don't have to worry about it. It's something that broke out over there. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think we all can admit that when things happen over there, we kind of like get relaxed. So when it started, the first cases coming over here to the U.S. and all those different things, it made you more, it made you want to focus on it a little bit more, and you didn't realize that all of these things were going to get canceled. But once you start seeing the trend, GDC and all of these things canceling, so when E3 was canceled, I wasn't like shocked. I was like, that makes sense. Like, there's nothing special about this. And I remember the night the NBA got suspended. You know, I was like, yo, this is getting for real. This is a movie. That's what it feels like. This is a movie. This is some stuff that happened only in Resident Evil. You know what I mean? Like this was so yeah, I wasn't really shocked as far as like when E3 was canceled because there was a lot of stuff that was canceled before it. But yeah, it's definitely something. This is serious, man.
Yeah. Like, man,
and I hope y'all got some toilet paper.
man, bro. But do y'all believe? And this is just an off question. Do y'all believe like Hollywood be like kind of prophesying or foretelling stuff that's coming, like with those movies you just named, or do you think that's just coincidental? Like the fact that you had all these movies like Outbreak and that stuff that just happened to show back up in Contagion. All this is showing back up in the recommendations of Netflix and all that. And my wife was like, "Ain't it weird that this stuff is showing up?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of strange." Because this is kind of freaky. Do you believe Hollywood? You know, let's get off of conspiracy stuff. But do you believe they already know this stuff is finna hit?
No,
no, I don't.
No,
I think I do think that it's a coincidence, though.
What about that? Have y'all seen the video of Bill Gates talking about? It was about what 3-4 years ago, where he was talking about we wouldn't be able to handle a pandemic. The next one we won't be able to handle. This was at the Ebola breakout.
No, I didn't see that.
I'll send it to y'all. I'll shoot y'all that. That's another reason I asked that question. But getting back to the topic. So what have we lost? We have lost E3, which we're going to talk about, or we can just wrap that all up in this conversation. E3 is canceled. What else been canceled?
Like the GD, I think the PAX. I think PAX was canceled.
PAX was canceled. Is it GDC?
Yeah,
I think GDC.
GDC is canceled. And that's the game, and you shoot the NFL and NBA been canceled. Like well, this
college basketball was canceled.
Yeah.
NCAA.
So, do y'all believe that, you know, because of this, do y'all believe like games like the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and things like that? Like, do you believe that's going to be delayed now because of the Corona situation?
So there's been a ripple effect that has touched almost every industry. Even the the movies are being delayed now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Disney just put on hold all of their movies, all of their TV shows are now all on hold. No problem. That and even Broadway shows are not canceled. TV shows are on hold. Like this is affecting us on a bigger scale than we actually thought it would. And so I truly believe that everything is going to be affected. That nothing's going to be short of this, and this is going to be because this event is we've never seen anything like this.
Right.
I mean, maybe last time something was like this, because even Ebola wasn't like this. We didn't shut down and told people to be social distant with Ebola, you know. And also, like he said, it was an over there issue, right? It wasn't our issue. It was China. Or when bird flu was here, we didn't really care too much. When SARS was here, was killing like 50% of the people. We didn't really care because it didn't affect Americans, not even at that rate. But once it hit home, because even Trump was talking stupid stuff when it was over there. You know,
Trump
he
was
even
talking
called
stupid.
I mean, the dude even called it a foreign disease. It's not a foreign disease. It's a disease. It's a global disease. And, you know, we don't react or we don't care when it's not
directly affecting us.
Directly affecting us, man. And that's sad.
Yeah, like I'm like you did. I don't know if y'all heard, but a person at the Nintendo headquarters or whatnot is infected. Has been reported with coronavirus. So I think they're having in America. So they having to quarantine. I don't know if all the workers, but whomever came in contact with this person has to self quarantine. So. This is having, first of all, let me say this, man. The news and the media has done a horrible job of relaying information and talking about this situation because all they've done is stoked fear. Like,
yeah, agree.
They have done a real horrible job at handling this as far as discussion, and relaying the information. And so that's one problem. But yeah, this thing seems to be like when it got real for me. Like I agree with you, K Bum. We tend to think, oh, that's over there, and Keith, you said it too. It's over there. It won't hit our stores, and if it do, it'll be a light thing, and it won't be. But now that it's here and it's hitting it's hitting equally as hard as it hit other places, and like when the NBA got basically suspended, that's when I knew, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, this is real. And then I started hearing things at my job because I work at a college. So you hearing about colleges shutting down. You hearing about high schools and elementary schools shutting down. Walmart here now closes at 11. They normally a 24-hour Walmart now closes at 11 p.m. and opens at 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. So like it's really affecting our daily lives, and as gamers, it is now penetrated even into that space to where our escapism, our that part is being affected by this because we lost E3. Like, what did y'all think when y'all saw that E3 was totally canceled? Like, we saw that E3 was having a problem anyway by the Jeff Keighley's and the Sonys and the Microsofts and the EAs all kind of doing their own thing around E3 time, but not with E3, not with the expo. Now that it's canceled, what do you feel will be the long-term effects for E3? Like the question was asked, do you think it's going to come back next year post the coronavirus stuff? Like, do you think it can survive not being held this year?
No.
Okay, go ahead, Keith.
And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to bring it up. I think once people realize and see that we actually don't need this, we saved a lot of money by not having to utilize and I could use that. Okay. We saved a lot of money by not having to go and drive out here, and we was in control of our own message, and we didn't have any little hiccups. I think once people get a taste of that, because you see Nintendo, even after people were saying don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, they never came back as far as like having a show floor. So I think it's definitely going to impact the way we traditionally done E3. I think that they're going to have to figure out a different way. I mean, E3 was already trying to figure out how to survive by opening it up to the public and all these other different things, and this does not help. And I think once people realize that we could just do a video, they're not going to come back. I think if they did come back though, just out of fun, it'll be like a every 10 years or something like that, retro E3 event or something like that. Just something to commemorate. But I think this Corona situation being on a global scale has really made people consider how we get messages out, how we actually market things. So
Go ahead, K-Bob.
No, let them finish. No, good.
No, that was it.
Okay. Yeah, like they when it comes to the news, like CNN, MSNBC, Fox, like when Trump literally tried to say it was a Chinese disease, then he tried to blame the Democrats. The Democrats won't. I'm like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like, but anyway, we ain't here to talk about Trump. But yeah, this thing is real. And speaking of E3, I'm concerned. I don't know. I'm not at the place of saying it won't return, but I guess my question would go to what does Nintendo, what does Sony, what does Microsoft need to do in light of not having all these public gatherings? What do they need to do? Or what can they do, beyond what they already do with the State of Play, with the Nintendo Directs? Like, what can they do at this time to still get the information out to their fan base and all that, and build up hype for their systems and all that?
Lock it behind a paywall. And I know that sounds silly, but think about this. You got Xbox Game Pass. You got PlayStation Now. And just think about PlayStation saying, well, the only people that can watch this are the people who have subscribed to the PlayStation Now, or the only people that can watch our video or watch it first are the people who have Xbox Game Cloud Pass or whatever it's called. And then if Nintendo get Nintendo Network or whatever going, well, the only people that can watch our conference show now is the people who are subscribed and give us $5 a month. You know what I mean?
Like
so
a Patreon type of situation.
Like a Patreon thing where they can just get money by saying, well, if you want our information, you got to go through it this way. And only a select number of like the IGNs, maybe the game, maybe the Game Stops or whoever, Kotaku.
Keith, you can't be coughing on the mic, man. Now I gotta go sit up there and take a test, bro. You know better, man. That's how they treating it, bro. Like it's gonna travel through the internet.
Right through the internet, bro. That's how it works.
I got allergies.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm joking.
No, but yeah, I can see that happening. To me, that's how they respond. They take advantage of it. I don't think they try to double down and say, no, we're gonna try to go back to the old format. I think they say, this is an opportunity to make some money, you know.
Right.
And it's also an opportunity to put some stock into something because once it kind of passes over, right now stocks are low. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. K-Bun, what you think?
So one thing, let me go back really quickly to Keith's point at first. He made a point about E3 coming back because I didn't get a chance to talk on that piece. And I was against. I thought E3 was coming back, regardless. But I think Keith made an excellent point. The point Keith made about them seeing how much money they will save because of E3 made me change my tune. The reason why I say that is because I work for a company. I'm not gonna say the company's name, but I work for a company, and the company had to do layoffs several years back, and they had to do some cost saving things. The thing is, once they did those cost saving things, they never went back to how things were beforehand.
Okay.
Never. They were making money on top of money.
They saved so much money.
They saved so much money, and they cut things back to the bare minimum that they were making so much money that they didn't even bother going back to how things were. Because even now, this company is still making money, but the employees are not happy because they don't do what they used to do for the employees. They did all these cost-saving methods, and they don't really pay like they used to. They don't have functions like they used to, but the business itself is making money. And once Keith said that, I said, you know what? I think E3 may not ever come back. And once these businesses see how much money they save doing those cost saving methods, so I believe you're right on with that. And so on another note, so I personally, I also think it would be very bad if they actually put that stuff behind a paywall. I think that would be a bad decision. Because E3 is meant to give information out to the masses. It's not meant to hoard information or hide those type of things. And so I personally think doing something like that would be bad because you're limiting who can receive that information. And I personally don't think that's a good idea behind a paywall. I think getting information out there. Well, I know the business, they want to make money, but they also don't want to alienate.
Right. This is what I see them doing because I'm listening to you, Keith, and then kind of hearing what K-Bum said. I'm a backtrack. I do think this might be it for E3 because exactly what K-Bum just said. Like once these companies realize there's other ways. And they don't spend that money, and it doesn't, because this is what's going to be the teller. When it doesn't affect the sales of anything.
Yes.
Like when the sales still come through, and we didn't have an E3 to push. I think these companies going to start rethinking how they could, like right now with Sony doing State of Play and Nintendo doing Nintendo Direct. I think they need to expand on that. And one way I think they can do is to get back into and really think about demos like during the press conference. Like okay, E3 was a week. And what I was thinking, like you could do a week of letting folks play the games that's actually on the show floor. But they can't do that no more because we don't have an E3. So what they can do is the games that they're announcing, the ones that are coming out this year, like a week of access to those games. Like if you and maybe that's behind an online paywall. Like
I was just gonna say that.
PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
PlayStation Plus or Xbox
PlayStation
Live.
Plus or Xbox Live or Nintendo Online.
Whatever that's called.
Yeah. I didn't feel like it was supposed to be said in the same sentence as the other two. I kind of felt like I was doing the other two a disservice by mentioning Nintendo online offerings along with it. Anyway, with that being said, I'm sorry, Nintendo, us fans, but I got to be honest. So
you trash.
It is trash. It's very much trash. So, okay, Nintendo does a direct, right? And they got all these new games. Now, the ones that we know, like the Zeldas and all this stuff that's probably later on down the road, no, them games you can't get no hands on, until maybe a farther date. But like Animal Crossing, maybe a demo of Animal Crossing that's maybe a 3-day long demo.
A time
frame,
demo.
yeah. Or a time demo. And all these games that's coming out in this window, since you can't get to, we don't have E3 and all these different things. Hey, play these games, go check them out. Get you, maybe you got a 3-day window of 3 hours of opportunity to play it. Like you got 3 days to play it for 3 hours. Yeah. Either 3 hours. Once your 3 hours are three turns of playing it. Like I think they did that with Rayman, the Rayman Legend. They had like a little demo where you had trial runs. And you could run through that little demo sequence they had that they were showing on the show floor. They also did that with ARMS. They had them little stress test things they was doing. They did that with what was the other one, Keith? Splatoon.
Wonderful 101, wasn't it?
Splatoon was one I know. I don't know about Wonderful 101. That's Wii U. I'm talking about the stress test they was doing. They did it with ARMS. They did it with Splatoon. And they did it with Mario Tennis. All these had like a cushion of what they call a stress test. And what they can do is kind of take that template and be like, look, we got these 3 games coming in this window, this fall or this spring or this summer window. You got 3 days and 5 opportunities to play it within that 3 days. Once you play it 5 times, it deletes, it closes you out. Or once the 3 days is up, you lose access to play all these demos. Like a kiosk, like create a kiosk in the eShop or create a kiosk in the PlayStation Online store to where it's a section for itself where all the new games coming out, you get a kiosk, just like if you walk in Best Buy and you could try all these games for, maybe 10, 15 minutes. Like something like that to really change the game because you saving money. The same people that's lining up and to play these games and talk to your reps, they can be right there at home doing the same thing. You still getting the same hits and the same views that you would get anyway, and you didn't spend no money outside of the little bit you spent to pay the person to host that and put that up to make sure it's running right. So,
you think that should be free?
I think it should be behind our like for that 3 days is in front of the paywall. Like you got 3 days to try these out. You don't have to have online anything. As long as you got online in your house, you can go and play these games. And then once that 3 days is up, maybe give your online subscribers more time, more access to it. Like, okay, non-online players, you have a day to try it out. and then the ones
Yeah.
that's online, you got 3 days. And once that's up, it's up. And and you could do that with your directs. You could do that with your state of plays. You could do that with your Xbox Live or whatever Xbox called their. I don't know what theirs is called. So, but yeah, there's many ways to skin this cat. Or as many ways to tackle this situation and to build on it in the future to where you do make E3 in settings like E3 almost obsolete for spending all that money to be there. So yeah, I'm with you, K Bum and Keith. I think maybe we are seeing the last year of E3.
Yeah.
They might attempt next year, but I don't think they might try to say it's coming back. But with all the folks that pulled out this year, and then the fact that it got canceled, yeah, you might not see people come back. So, anything else on them two topics? Anything else on the coronavirus? Are we moving on to this inked deal with 2K and NFL?
Man, I'm just really hurt, man, that the Disney series and movies are being affected by this, man. I don't know. I probably shouldn't be that hurt because people are, really affected by this stuff. But man, I was like, I didn't even think about Hollywood being affected by this in that fashion. I'm like, man, I'm
Yeah, they
looking
can't
forward to,
gather.
yeah, they can't gather. I'm looking forward to the Winter Soldier and the other stuff.
Winter Soldier.
Dang.
Is that online? Is that the one? Is that Are you
Disney
talking about?
Plus, the Disney Plus series.
Why would that be affected?
They can't.
They
They're not
can't. They
shooting
don't.
movies.
Yeah.
They're not gathering. They shoot the movies.
Oh, they can't shoot the episodes. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, like the Loki series, the Wanda Vision, and the Winter Soldier, the whatever Winter Soldier one are affected by this.
Wow. See, I thought they was just delaying Black Widow's movie because
Nah,
you
bro,
can't gather in the theaters no more. But I didn't
they're
know
not
that they
even
was
shooting the movies.
okay. Wow. Well, I
Because
mean, hey,
yeah, they're not even shooting the movies. It's yeah.
yeah, this is crazy. I'm 40 years old, and I've never in my lifetime, or even in the history of like just the history of current times, I don't think we've ever experienced nothing as a society like this. We have read about it with like the Black Plague and all that stuff, but I don't think this is the Black Plague or nothing like that. But the effect that it's having on a global scale, I don't think we've ever witnessed nothing like this.
Nah, man, we haven't.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
so let's move on to this last one. So 2K inks a deal with the NFL. They can now make simulation football games. Oh, anyway, they can make football games. So, Keith, give me your thoughts on this, man. Do you feel like this is a step in to the door to getting back to the simulation, or do you think it's just going to be what it is?
No, this is definitely a step. I mean, this is every deal is about a relationship. So it's like let's reform the relationship. We can do it quietly. We don't have to be in any rush. We can let EA continue doing their thing to 2021, and eventually you guys will be back making football games again too. And just think about it, like you can start working on the engine, so you can just make like a little fun arcadey game that has the likeness of the NFL players and just kind of get your bearings back. And then once it's time, you'll be ready. You'll be ready to challenge Madden or whatever. So yeah, I think this is a definitely a step because they're trying to rebuild and reform a relationship.
Let me ask this before K-Bomb, you step in. How far can they push the envelope to where it's right on the, can they push it to where it's right on the edge of simulation yet
Nah,
not be simulation, or
nah,
like
nah.
okay, go ahead take
It,
over.
it,
Why?
it, it has to be clear. It has to be clear in what it is. And so the only places they can really exist in is in a space where it's a arcade type of game where you can have there's still elements of it that has to be football. But it won't be what you would consider a sim engine could run. I mean, you can start building the building blocks for it because some of the engine of the previous Madden were used for like the NFL Street and games like that. But you're
Okay.
not going to be able to kind of blur that line between sim and arcade. But they
So
can
let
also do
okay.
a like football management game, and that's what me and Jedi were talking about. Like the head coach game was back in the 2000s, and
Okay.
was
So what would you consider Okay. What would you consider no's for them, like that you would feel like they stepping into simulation? Like what would be those barriers?
Um, the game would have to be distinctly arcadey.
That's what I'm
That's
asking.
kind of
Like,
the piece
what would
that
make it?
I'm
Yeah, that's what I guess that's the question I'm
you
asking.
know, most likely not 11 on 11. Most likely
Oh,
will
they
not
couldn't
be
even do
11 on
that.
11. I don't think no. You're not going to do 11 in an arcade type game. You're not going to have that. No NFL Street, no NFL Blitz. I guess the later NFL Blitz were, um, but they probably won't do 11 on 11.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
and the models of the players are probably not going to be human accurate to give it that arcadey type feel. Um, and it's going to be some quote unquote gimmick in the gameplay. But I mean, you can have passing and plays and stuff like that, and coaches, and they can use NFL likenesses of the players and stuff like that. But you're not going to get uh, something that's going to resemble or hide a simulation game in this arcade game. Now,
See,
like I said, the building blocks could be there, some of the building blocks, but it is going to be distinctly arcade.
I was thinking, okay, like I look at a game like WrestleMania All Stars. I don't know if y'all remember that game. Uh, where it was over, it was arcadey. But it still had some of the move controls of the actual flagship WWE wrestling game. It actually I liked it better because it kind of took you back to the old school. Uh, what is it? Akai or the ones that made all the older N64.
Yeah. I know you're talking
Uh,
about. I forget the name.
I
What
can't think
what
of
was
it
it
right
called?
now either. But it had similar controls to that, but it had that, like K-Bum saying, it had that over the top, like instead of Stone Cold doing the Stone Cold Stunner, he would do the Stone Cold Stunner, but he'd jump high up in the air and come down with this over the top dramatic finish. But I
Right.
liked it though. I enjoyed it. Actually, it made the game. It pulled you into a game world more so than trying to replicate the real wrestling stuff. AKI, there it is. Thank you, bro. Dark Sun Rider. So my question would be, if they went with more over the top animated, more muscular, beefier character models, could they get away with 12 with 11 on 11?
I mean, they could. I just think that the agreement with NFL, that they probably agree something to that it has to be distinctively
Arcade,
arcade.
right? So
And I just don't. I just have a hard time seeing 11 on 11 football still giving you that distinctively arcadey feel to it.
well, like I look at a game like Technobowl. If you
But
limit,
the thing is, there were no simulation type games
I
back.
know that's what I'm using. That's what I'm using as an example. Like if you limit it to like so many plays, like you don't have a full open playbook, you got maybe 7, 8 plays, and maybe ability to create a play or something, could create your own unique play to get around some of the, like, the loophole a little bit. To if you put in there create your own play, that you can kind of save up to a few of those to make it you look a little unique to yourself. And the character models don't carry a life to life replica of the person they're replicating. You might K-Mon, you might be able to get away with not necessarily
I just don't
not
see
feeling
them
stimulation.
agreeing. The NFL allowing them to get that close to simulation. Though
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is I don't think that's the agreement. Like I believe they know their place.
With
And
NFL, with the NFL, I mean with EA had to call that out, or with the NFL be like, no, this too close to.
EA can call that out. EA can, if they knew the contract, they could call it out and say no, they're stepping too far into. They're not abiding by what their contract says, which is non-simulation. They can absolutely step in and say
But
that.
it'd be NFL's
Say
decision. Yeah. Okay.
yes. It
All
will.
right. Go ahead, Keith. Or if K-Bum, you not finished, I'm gonna let Keith jump in
Well,
there. Go
the
ahead.
piece with this, like, so because I didn't touch on the piece about is this a building block or how they're going to, what do we see going forward? I truly what I see. So there's been two big announcements that's happened so far. One of the announcements we slightly talked about. There's been a change in how um, American sports organizations are looking at video games. The show was being pushed on multiple consoles or multiple systems.
Oh
That's
yeah.
something.
Multiplat
Remember,
now.
remember that this is a first party Sony game,
They
but
created, right.
this is Santa Monica. This is Sony Studio.
Right, they first
Um,
party creation, yeah.
yeah, but they're being kind of pushed by, and this isn't. I don't think this is Sony decision. I think this is more of the
NBA.
MLB
MLB.
Me, MLB, yeah.
pushing them to get baseball on different systems. So it's not just regulated to just one system. You're seeing a change, and also you're seeing a change in the NFL with saying, okay, well, you know what? Let's have two games. Let's have two companies. Let's give 2K the rights because the 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 rights that Madden got from the NFL, it was a big money deal for the NFL. It was a huge money deal. But you're seeing them kind of maybe walking away from the the likeness being owned by just one company and going back to maybe a shared license again as if it was previously.
How much you
So
think? How much was that deal between EA and the NFL?
I don't know money wise, but it was a very lucrative deal.
Millions,
For
billions?
both,
Was it billions?
I think it was millions. I think it's millions.
Okay,
Uh,
hundreds of
but
millions. Then.
it's lucrative for both parties because now Madden is the sole provider of NFL, so that they get all the sales, and then EA is paying the NFL a
For the
certain amount of
likenesses,
money
yeah.
for to be able to own this license. And so it was a very lucrative deal for both parties. But I actually see the NFL probably going away from this deal and looking at video games a bit different nowadays because of esports and stuff being so big. I think they're looking at sports a little bit different.
And Madden having a monopoly like that, EA making because EA has been able to pitch their tent off of that deal, like
But
because
Matt, the NFL doesn't care about that.
I know I'm just saying. Well, they might not care about it, but I don't know. I don't know, K-Bum. Let me explain why I say what I say, and I'll
All
get
right, go
right
ahead,
back
go ahead, man.
real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah,
If I'm the NFL and I'm looking at what the deal we inked with EA, and let's say that deal back when we inked it was a big deal, but now where gaming is now and how many people playing Madden and how much exclusive how exclusive it is to EA with all the advertising that's going on in the games now, all the microtransactions that's going off in the game now. That deal ain't probably there's a lot of dollars that when we first signed this deal wasn't a part of the play that EA is making now because of all this new stuff that has entered the space of gaming, like
right.
buying clothes, sneakers, all the stuff you was complaining about in 2K is also present in EA Sports, and EA probably making way more. Like they probably on double or probably quadruple what they spent to get the license.
Well,
And
EA makes $2 billion in microtransactions. That's not just Madden, but
I
they
know, but
make
I
two
would say
billion.
Madden is a large piece of that pie though. You know what I'm saying?
I,
Because
FIFA is actually larger, but then
yeah,
you
I'm
have
not saying I ain't saying it's the largest. I'm saying between FIFA, Madden,
it,
like those
it is
when
it
we
is
think
it is
EA, we
it
think
is
FIFA, we think Madden,
yes.
we think
Apex Legends is a big part of that too now.
okay. So let's say a part of that pie of that 2 billion. Let's say Madden is 30% of it. That's still
It's a
hundreds
big
of
chunk.
millions that that the NFL is not seeing, and then you add on like all the advertisements that's in the game now that probably wasn't in it then. Like that stuff going on. So I can see the NFL like, look, man, either you need to pay us more money because you making a lot of money off our likeness, off our property.
But the thing is, they don't need 2K to make the NFL pay. They don't need a
No,
deal
I
with
ain't saying that.
2K
I ain't saying
to
that.
make. I guess that's the piece I'm making. That they don't
Okay.
they don't need 2K there for to make EA pay them more money. I guess that's the piece that I was trying to.
Okay, I got you. I got
flesh
what you're
out.
saying. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was it.
Well, I mean, they don't need 2K, but the ideal of, hey, don't just think that we need y'all. Don't think that we won't go elsewhere. I think that illusion, why they don't need while NFL doesn't need 2K to have that bait and have that bullet in the chamber, so to speak, still is a good play for them because
True.
I believe this is a foot into the door. I believe this is going to give put a lot of weight and a lot of pressure on EA to pay up to get them if they want them exclusive rights again, like they had for how many years have they had this? Almost a decade.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they had. So you can just imagine how much money I bet the NFL probably not being gaming savvy and not seeing how gaming was going to expand and hit areas that, like I said, at that time wasn't even a part of gaming. You can probably look at the investors because the NFL is greedy. Like let's be real here, man. The NFL is greedy. They controlling. They greedy. They the shield is real. And looking at how much money EA has made off of a game like Madden, how much money EA is making off of a game like FIFA, even though they don't have exclusive rights, can't nobody compete with their IP, especially they soccer IP.
Right.
And then they got exclusive rights to Madden. So that's the only place you can go get licensed, real football player, professional football player likeness in a game. EA is the only place you can do that. And so by default, people buy Madden, not because they so in love with Madden, but this is the only option. So
it's the only option to get football.
So they making some money, and it's like they making money in several different lanes than they were when they inked that deal. I'm pretty sure there's some executives at the NFL looking at that and being like, bro,
right,
y'all got to pay up. And maybe the model is to go back to letting multiple companies pay up to have the problem. Why give EA exclusive rights for, well, let's say what they probably inked that deal for probably $200-300 million back then. So that investment probably now would probably be worth $1 billion to get that same investment. To ink that same deal, I would think would probably be upwards to $1 billion to get another 10 years of exclusivity of the NFL. So why do that when you can charge EA, 2K, and any other person who want to jump in and get access to simulated football $2 to $3 million? Because $200 to $300 million, like they probably inked that exclusive deal for, and EA got to pay them that again, and other companies can pay them that and get the rights to make football games. Because EA ain't gonna stop making Madden because it's too big of a game. So they have to play ball.
Yeah.
So they're going to pay whatever the NFL want them to pay. So that's what I think going to happen. Like, EA, you want to keep making Madden? We want 500. And it ain't going to be exclusive. And 2K,
so I think it was 5 years, over 300 million, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I said $2 to $3 million. That's what I figured it would be 10 years ago. So, man, you know how much money? That's why you stop seeing all those big and all that stuff, because just off that one deal, EA was eating off of that one deal, not having any competition in this lane for these games. Madden has become the flagship and the only football game you can play. And now is literally they paying, they making, they got tournament people getting paid to play Madden now, like EA Sports, esports and all that stuff. So
Yeah, esports is big now.
yeah, so EA has made a lot of money off of spending that small little bit of, at that time that was big, but EA probably saw all this happening way back then. So yeah, I can see them charging them about 500 mil, and then charging 2K 500 mil, and charging anybody else that wants the rights to use the license 500 mil. They gonna make way more.
But people forget I think the first game to do it, I think was baseball first. I think baseball may have did it before football did.
With exclusive?
The exclusive, yeah.
Oh, okay. Was that with
I
Sony?
think. No. It was not with Sony. It was with 2K.
That was with 2K. Oh, okay.
2K stole the rights from EA. Had the better baseball game.
Okay.
And
What game
2K
was that?
stole it was called MVP Baseball. If we talk to MVP Baseball 2005, we talk to anyone who plays sports games back in the day, they would tell you the best baseball game ever was MVP Baseball 2005. It was the best, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. EA was far advanced than 2K, and they stole the rights. And the next year, EA had to make a college baseball game because they took the rights.
Now,
And,
let me.
and,
go on, finish it.
no, that was it. That was it.
No, it sounded like you was finna say more than that, though.
Well, I'm just saying it was like, and then EA kind of came back and said, okay, well, you can play that way, and I think they came into the football license.
Okay, I got two questions. Then I guess we can wrap this up. First to UK Bum, what do you believe that after 21, EA will be able to retain the exclusivity of the NFL license?
That's hard to say, man. Because from my understanding of how video games work and how sports games work, it's going to be hard for in 2 years for 2K to have a valuable product to replace Madden. I think that's
to compete
that's
against Madden or replace it. To compete,
replace.
Do they need to replace, or do they just need to put something up that can compete or alternative to it?
Well, even compete is going to be hard to get that level of detail that even Madden has right now as far as gameplay in a game. That's why you hear of all these other sports sim games that's been in the works for 5 years. Like Doug Flutie has a game that's been in the works for like 5 years, man. It's still trash.
So you don't think?
I don't think you come out with a game if you're not trying to replace them.
Well, thinking they can replace them right now. That's the thing.
I'm just talking about the mindset.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, well, go ahead, Keith. Go ahead and finish what you're saying.
I'm just talking about the mindset. Like, don't come out with a game like, well, we're just trying to get our foot in the door. No, man, try to bash their heads in with your game.
But they can't though. They can't create a simulation football game.
But you don't think, okay, they can't technically create one and put it out to the public. But I would believe that a studio like 2K, who had a great football game that still have all those, they still got all that. And
if they have been working on this game before these 2 years, then I say yes.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Like, I can see them.
If they have.
Because, with games like 2K, NBA 2K, to me, it wouldn't be hard for 2K to take that same knowledge and the fact that they already have background in the football space. They just had to stop putting it out because of what EA did with the exclusivity rights. All that data, all that knowledge, and all that what's the word I'm looking for? All them assets, all that stuff is still there that they can improve.
I would disagree.
I
would say you have to write all that from scratch.
I don't think so, because Madden ain't doing that.
Let me tell you this: the game of football has changed. The way that things work has changed. The technology has changed. Right. You don't want to pinhole yourself into working with old technology just
No,
because the old technology still works,
no,
and
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
even having knowledge of how of the football is still uniquely different from when they came out in 2000 and
So, so you
what
don't believe that you don't,
2008, I think.
but you
Was
don't
it
believe. That's what I'm
eight,
saying. That's why I use NBA.
13, 13, I think.
Okay, that's why I use the NA. I look to NBA 2K. Like that's like the sports game. You can take what you have built with the NBA game.
No,
You don't think so? I don't think
even NBA Live when they
the
try to
physics
reboot
and all
NBA
that stuff.
Live, even when they try to, yes, it's not just going to carry over. It doesn't just carry over that easy because even it took them years to get the FIFA engine into Madden. It took years of them
Yeah,
doing that.
I'm not
It
saying.
wasn't a 1 year process. All I'm saying is that I don't it's not as I don't believe it's as easy as it's kind of being that I think we think it can happen. I truly think 2 years is a because the logic of football is hard to create, reproduce in 2 years.
I
That's the
know
point I'm
I'm
getting
with
at.
you on that. I'm not saying that they
Like
just
all
started
the little
doing it.
stuff. If you look at NBA Live, all the little stuff they have in the NBA Live has been built over 10, 15 years. Not NBA Live, sorry, apologize. 2K, NBA 2K. All the little stuff that it does right.
Uh huh.
Just learn about how to hedge a screen. They're still now learning how to make the computer hedge screens correctly. And there's like 8 different ways to hedge a screen.
Okay.
Like that's the level of detail that
I'm
I'm
with you.
talking about in sports games.
I'm with you on that.
And that's something that you just can't do it through
But
years.
you,
Even the
I think you,
logic on how
right? But
to hedge on the screen.
I think what the part you missing in what I'm saying, K Bum. I don't think they like finna try to. I think they already. If I know, okay, if I know EA exclusive rights is running out in 21, right? I'm going off what Keith said, and I'm agreeing. I'm gonna have something laying in the cut. So when the opportunity comes, I can pitch the game that I don't believe they've been sitting back on their laurels, not doing anything with simulation football. They just can't present it. They just can't. They can't do anything with it because they don't have the rights. But once the rights lift and everybody has a chance at the pie, I bet you any amount of money 2K got a simulation football that's ready to go right now.
So I'm going to have to I it, for a person who works in software, it is hard for me to believe that they have a team of people that they are paying money that are working on a game that may never come out. That is hard for me to believe. For a person who works in software, who works in IT and knows how IT works, to have a team of people that I'm paying computer programmers 50, 7, 80, $100,000 to work on a game and use my resources in a game that may not come out. That is hard for me
I
to
don't think.
believe that.
K-Bum,
Unless we're talking about an
I'm
engine.
just saying.
I'm talking about an engine.
I
Yeah,
know
that's
how
what I'm
resources
saying.
work in IT and how they're moved around and how you don't have dead resources. And it's maybe it is. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I'm just saying I could be 100% wrong. But from my expertise and what I've learned in software development, it is really hard for me to bite off of that.
But K-Bum, we have seen, not to discredit anything you're saying. I want to give, because I don't have I'm not in your field and see the things you see. But, so I won't discredit that. I'm gonna say you might be right and more right than me. I'm giving like credence for the possibility on this situation. We have seen where studios have been working on a game for 5-6 years.
Yes.
And that game gets shelved and get canceled out of nowhere.
But they had a plan. They had a release date. If it wasn't publicized release date, they knew they're releasing this game. They don't know they're releasing this game because they don't even have the rights yet.
What's that game that was supposed to come out on the? It was supposed to come on the N64. It got moved to the GameCube, and it didn't come to the GameCube, and then it came out on
Cameo.
Was it Cameo? No. It wasn't Cameo. I know about that. It was another one. Some Too Human. That's the game.
Oh yeah.
Too Human.
I remember.
Too Human was in development for almost how many years? 10?
Like 10 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And then when it finally came out,
it was trash.
Now,
it was trash.
Now, but what I'm saying is that was 10 years, in my opinion, of wasted development. That when it finally came out 10 years later, I can see that being a scenario with a company like 2K, who at one time you could kind of say held the driver's seat of football. The only thing that stopped it. I was saying, look, let me say why I say it that way. I'm not saying they was the king. I said they held the driver's seat because at that time they had begun to do things that had begun to supplant a lot of what Madden was in the eyes of football players.
Madden was still was still the better game. But they were coming up and going to they were about to
things
dethrone
about
the king. They were about to.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said in the driver's seat, because the things they were implementing in the game, even though they didn't have the name recognition and the brand power of Madden, and especially Joe Madden back in the game, they didn't have a Joe Madden in the Madden, but at the same time, what they were doing in the space of simulated football was beginning to outshine what Madden was doing, to the point that Madden started to have to change to keep up with what 2K was doing. In some capacities, it's still stuff that 2K was doing even 10 years ago that Madden still doesn't do now. So some could say that 2K was ahead of their time on what they were doing with simulation football. I just find it hard to believe that I know the date that you're going to lose the rights to this particular thing is coming, and I sit back and wait to that date to start working on something. I can't see that. I can see them having a team that's not being spoken. Some of the same people that are working on 2K, NBA basketball, that's developing all the the engines that's running those games. I can see them also creating avenues where that'll work in a simulated football arena as well. But that's just myself thinking out the box. The second question I wanted to ask is, what happened to, and why don't we have NCAA or college sports like football and stuff no more?
That's because of the ruling about college sports. It's ruling about college sports. They're about playing players.
So they can't use the likeness of the players?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the rule. And so the NCAA have been fighting that for a while now, about paying these players. And so whatchamacallit didn't want anything to do with this, and so they all started to back out of those deals with with college sports.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what even 2K left out. 2K was like, nah, I'm cool, and they bounced too, because they was like, man, this ain't working.
So they was paying the colleges or the NCAA so much money for the right to use. Were they actually using the likeness of the players in the games?
No. Well, yeah, they were. And what happened was the players sued and said, you're using my likeness, but you're not paying me.
Right. Okay. Right. Which they doing right now with selling my jersey and selling my.
Well, that's a whole different. That's amateurism. I'm saying that wrong. Amateurism is a whole different. But not a whole different thing. It's slightly different. Man. It's slightly different when it comes to like jerseys and stuff like that. It is slightly different.
It's a hustle.
It is a hustle.
I think it's tied to the team, not to the player, right?
Yeah.
Well, they were paying the schools. EA was paying the schools. And the players were like, no, you need to be paying me because this is my likeness. Right. And that's what all this fight started to happen.
Only right. And the school, if they selling if my gameplay, and this goes off to it, and we ain't gonna go to. I just want to say this: if my gameplay and my skill set is what's making the number 3 on the Suzuki's great, then the Suzuki's need to be paying me because the 3 ain't selling itself. It's because I'm in that letter. I'm in that number, I'm wearing 3. So I'm wearing 24. I'm wearing 8. And I'm killing. And it's my gameplay that everybody is if my name was more, had James on the back, no pun intended. No. Anyway, if I have James on the back and I'm killing in college and people want to wear my jersey because of my gameplay, then the college still getting over because they selling them jerseys based on who's in the jersey, not because people want to wear 23. So in the same sense, EA or any other company that's making a game based on these players and is selling, it's the same thing. So, like I said, I think it's a hustle all the way around, but I didn't know that's why they stopped making it because of the money issue. So that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay, so with that being said, anything else? It's been 1 hour and 41 minutes. Anything else y'all want to discuss? Are we done? Are we done or are we finished? Which one is it?
Get that Game Pass, man. Get the Game Pass.
Finish? Game Pass? Get the Game Pass? Okay.
Get the Game Pass, man. We can talk about Xbox all day, man, but they did something right here.
No, I want to try it out, man. I'm still torn on what I'm gonna get between the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. I am really torn. Last time I went with the Xbox first, and I'm wondering should I go with the PlayStation 5 first. But I need to see what game's gonna come before I make that final decision. But that's why I'm ready to see this stuff. Why y'all think it's taking so long for them? Or has it been the coronavirus the whole time that we just didn't know?
Nah, I just think that they trying to hold their cards and they were hoping for E3 or around E3, and now that this has happened, now they're trying to figure out a different way to get it to us. I just don't think they should be pitching hell to that time constraint. Now it's like, now that E3 is canceled, do what you want. That's how I feel, anyways. Like, I ain't gotta wait for nobody because like they had this stuff done like well before E3, I think. So I would
what stuff done?
Like their ideas and what they're going to present, things like that. So they had that stuff done and they could just drop it at any time. I don't think we have to wait till June, but whatever.
Well, you have to understand also that when it comes to these companies, everything is scheduled. And so that they have to get decision if they want to break their schedule and release stuff sooner because there's multiple things that are all tied to a schedule.
Okay.
Again, that's the stuff with just being in corporate and working in corporate, understanding that stuff, all that stuff is tied to an actual schedule and when stuff is going to release and come out. So you can't just release things whenever you want to.
I guess I'm just being biased because I just want to see some stuff. Because this year seems to be dragging, man. As far as like video games.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said nothing is compelling to me. What I have currently, I played all I really want to play of that. I want to turn I'm probably going to go back to my PlayStation 4, and finish some of these games like Assassin's Creed and Horizon Zero Dawn and Witcher 3, which I really just ain't ready to invest that much time into them type of games right now. I ain't in that mood, but that might be what I have to do. I'm looking for more quick and enjoyable, and Nintendo ain't gave me a game like that in a while, and that's why I'm like Keith was like, man, you really want to play that Streets of Rage 4? I'm like, yeah, bro, that's what I want. I want a game like that. Stuff in that lane, that's just quick, pick them up, play for a couple of maybe 30, 40 minutes to an hour, and you off. I'm not in the 100-hour plus game mode right now. It would take a new game for me to get in that mode, not going back to an older game that I missed the moment when it was hot, and I'm trying to play it now, like Witcher 3. I want to play it, but I missed the wave when that was the thing. See what I'm saying? When everybody was on that. And now I'm trying to play that and it don't feel the same. And it's like, my attention ain't there. And I've seen enough of it that I feel like I already played it, even though I haven't played it. I want something new, like a Zelda or I was even thinking of going to get that Star Wars game. Like just
I want to
something.
play that.
Yeah, like something like that might get me. But if it ain't that, I'm looking for something like I said, Streets of Rage or something in that lane to where I could just jump in with my daughter, myself, smash in a few heads, and then jump off. And like that's where I'm at right now with my gaming desire. So yeah, I don't know why they take us so long to release this game. I don't know why a beat 'em up has been in development for the last 2 years. I don't get this.
I'm surprised you're not playing that one game.
Okay, what game is that?
What is it? Warzone on the Switch? It's like free right now. Is that what's called? Warzone or something?
I've been playing that. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I lied. Oh, forgive me, folks. The minister lied. I lied. I have played some games. I played that last week actually, but it was short bursts, and I actually enjoyed it. It's actually a fun game. It's limited as heck, but for a free to play game, it controls sweet. Like I don't get motion sickness. It's very sharp, very responsive. Graphically, a Warface. I said Warframe. Thank you, Dark Sun Rider. And welcome to the show. Clocked it. I ain't got my stuff set up to give you the claps. Welcome to the show. But Warface.
That little weak clap.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. But Warface is actually pretty good. Have you played it yet, Keith? Or K-Bum, have you turned your Switch on to play it yet, man? Have you got into that competitive space? You haven't downloaded it yet? It's actually, man, it's cool. You can jump in real fast. It's a lot of people playing all the time, so I never feel like I'm waiting for a game to jump into a session. It's quick. It's fun. The little bit I played was fun. I'm not a first-person shooter type guy, but it offers a lot of, to me, I haven't played Call of Duty in a long time, but the last Call of Duty I played was, what's the one you can run on the walls and all that stuff? 3. It had something 3.
Modern
Black
Warfare.
Ops 3?
Was it
Black
Modern
Ops 3,
Warfare? Yeah. Modern Warfare 3?
Infinity War?
No, Advanced War. Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare was the last Call of Duty I played. And if you remove the graphics, this game has the same similar feel to that game. It just don't have the graphics. The graphics is nowhere near it ain't even in the ballpark. I don't even think it's in the parking lot of that game. The graphics on this game ain't ugly. But
that man said, "Hey, the parking lot.
It ain't ugly, but
it ain't ugly, but they ain't nothing you gonna be trying to get the number from. Put it like
she ain't fine though. I mean, she ain't ugly, but
she ain't even. It ain't even. It's a little below average. That's about as good as it gets. So, but I enjoyed the game. What else? I can't believe I forgot I played that game. I tried to play the SNES titles, and I was so mad at the fact that Nintendo hasn't put nothing up. I played Super Punch Out. I was like, I'm done. I played Link to the Past. I think that's what it was, and that was fun for a little while. But Warface was what I played. What was I finna say? But yeah, I did play that. But anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Streets of Rage. He said, I clocked it, said, I had some beef initially with Streets of Rage 4, but the more that's been shown, the more I look forward to playing the game. You like me. The first time I seen it, I never had any beef with it, but the first time I seen it was like, yeah, whatever. But as they show more and more and more, I'm like, man, I want that. And another game I want that I think they need to remaster is a game like Turtles in Time, man. Like the arcade version, not the Super NES version. I got to see the arcade version of Turtles in Time. And I don't know about you, Keith. I don't know if you remember K-Bum. Even though the Super NES version looked good, it wasn't the arcade version. Once you see the arcade version in action, you realize how different the Super NES version was from the arcade version in visual aesthetics. But like stuff like that, I'm itching for them type of games, man. I watched I don't know what I was watching, but it did a journey on all the Turtle games, and it was on YouTube. And seeing Turtles in Time at the arcade brought back so much nostalgia and memories from that time, man. I was like, bro, I could definitely do stuff like that right now. Like those are the type of games that'll hold me over in this kind of drought that we seem like to be in that came out of nowhere. That's might have what we should have been. Where did this drought come from? Like, did anybody see this drought? Because I didn't see it, but I guess we should have with new systems coming. But this has been a long drought. But go ahead. I'll stop, shut up, and we can get out of here. All right, so nobody's saying anything. So anyway, I ain't saying nothing. So with that being said, man, Clockter said Ubisoft remade Turtles in Time. This was why we didn't ask for certain this is why we don't ask for certain remakes. I remember that Turtle. I ain't talking about that shell shade stuff they did. I want a real, I think that was shell shaded, the one you talking about. If I'm wrong, correct me. Huh?
Was that a Platinum game?
I thought he said Ubisoft remade Turtles in Time, and I remember it being
Ubisoft.
I don't know if it was Ubisoft. I remember the game was remade, and it was shell shaded the second time they did it. The remake had more of a shell shade look. And I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about really taking them models and really just giving it a gloss over that like they doing with like they can do. But anyway, I'm tired. I'm finna end this. So anyway, let these dudes sign out. Go ahead, Keith.
Yo, man, it was a pleasure being back on the show. Talking video games, talking E3, COVID-19. It was just good to hear from everybody. Glad K-Bomb is back in the States, safe, him and his wife.
For sure.
It's a good episode, man. Happy to be back.
Okay. K-Bomb?
That's my turn now? Okay.
Yeah.
No, man, it was a good podcast, man. Good coming back. Excited. Had fun. Got some good topics, good things to discuss, man. Got them out the way. Like that. My man said, I'm happy to be back in the States. Definitely great. We're here now. But enjoy the podcast, man. It's dope as usual. It's good to get in and chop it up with you guys.
Hey, he's absolutely right, man. It's called Reshelled. I'm looking at it right now.
Reshelled. I'm going to look it up. How it look? It don't look right. I remember that it's shell shaded, right?
No, I wouldn't say this is shell shaded.
What the heck is it?
It just don't look. It looks cartoony.
Okay, no, I want that original look. Just the arcade version. Just give it a up to date skin, far as like the resolution and all that, and the frames per second. That's all I want. Leave everything the same. Just give it 1080p. Move the jaggies out, and just that's what I want. I mean, I would play that all freaking day. Like that's the type of game I want right now. But anyway, let us know how you like the new structure of the podcast. I know it's been a minute. I know we be doing y'all a disservice, but look, man, we work, man. We got kids, man. We got a lot we do. And sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, it ain't nothing to talk about, so why get on here and talk? That's how I feel. Anyway, don't count it to my heart. Just count it to my laziness. Anyway, with that being said, till next time, folks, deuces. Peace.